I'm TJ Tollickson. I am the original Tiger Bike King. I don't even know what that means. Watch out. I'm coming for you, Joe. I'm TJ Tollickson, professional triathlete, CEO, husband to one, father to three. You're watching my ride of a million miles. All right, so here we go. What's been going on? It's another week in quarantine. And so what does that mean for me as an athlete in training? Well, pull-ups, pull-ups, pull-up.
Okay, here we go.
Doing pull-ups is a great exercise, and it's not a replacement for swimming, but it is best translation of swim power to a single exercise would be a pull-up. What have my bike rides been like? So one, I go out and I do a lot of aerobic riding right now, and I also have a little loop out in the country, and it happened to be I was on my road bike. It happened to be just about 5 minutes, so that was pretty good. So I did a few 5-minute intervals. All right, so we're driving out of town a little bit here, so I get away from some people here, and I'm gonna go to my secret riding spot. It's really not too secret, but it is my riding spot where I do almost all of my rides. So it's cool. We got the golden hour approaching here, so it's really good lighting. Get on the bike, check it out. All right, so I'm gonna give you a little tech tip today. Every time I race, I use an ice friction chain. So an ice friction chain is a cool product. You can see we got some links to our website from it, but I'll provide a link for it. But it's a wax chain, and they're super minimal friction on those chains. And so they've been treated, cleaned of all the factory residue on the chain, so it's totally dry. Then they apply a Teflon wax coating to it. It's their own proprietary Teflon wax coating. And then you get on and you race with it. And it's good for about 125 miles. It's got a break-in period. One of the downsides is that if your bike gets wet during that time period, you're probably gonna see some rust on your chain. And the reason for that happening is that outside of the wax, all the petrochemical lubrication protection of the chain is gone. So you're gonna see some of this rust just like this. So this is our demo marquee. It had an ice friction chain on it and was ridden in some wet conditions. And then bam, got some rust on there. So I'm gonna go through what to do, how to clean your chain. I'm gonna take this lube. So since it was just wax on there, I'm gonna re-lube this with some Squirt long-lasting dry lube. So this is for wet and dry conditions, but let me tell you, if your chain gets wet, you're gonna have to dry it off and clean it right away if you wanna avoid this rust. So what I'm gonna do now is I actually wanna start pedaling backwards with the chain, and I wanna drip this lube just on the inside of the chain here, okay? So I wanna coat this pretty well. I'm gonna shake this lube up so I can get it started here. You can hear this lube's pretty thick, this wax, and you can see this on the bottom. So I'm gonna put this on pretty thick to try to take care of some of this wax problem, but this is the rust on here. So this is, you want to pedal backwards as you're doing this. So as I pedal backwards, I can actually take a shop rag and wipe some of this off. So as I pedal backwards and do this, it'll take some of this rust right off the chain. And then I'm gonna pedal it forward, and I'm gonna shift through some gears. And it's a little easier if you have a pedal on here, which I don't have right now. But I'm gonna start going through the gears. So I start spreading that wax that's on the chain through my cassette as well. Yes, if you're curious, having a wax chain pairs well with having a wax cassette. So now I'm gonna take my lube. I've got some on the inside of this chain. I'm gonna put some right here on the top side of it as well. So I'm gonna come backwards on this, squeeze that lube out over the chain. So whether you ride a Diamond, a Trek, a Cervelo, any of the other fast bikes out there, you can definitely make your bike faster by using an ice friction chain, using some squirt wax lubricant when you need to re-lube your training chain, and then obviously keeping it as rust-free as possible is really important. But if you do get some rust on your chain, that's the best solution, is to dry it off, reapply some wax, and then go out and ride it. A moving chain never rusts, so as long as you keep turning those cranks, keep that rust off that chain.
Bam, bam.
Every weekend, I've been doing a baking project with Drew. Baking is something that I got from my mother. It's one of the things that I share in common with her. I actually do most of the cooking at our house. I love food, so I love to cook, and used to live by myself, cook all my food. Now I cook for my family. And are they delicious? Warm
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. Show me 10. 10. Oh, look, she's got the gooey on her fingers to prove it. Hold that up again. Show me. Still love spending time outside with the kids. The days it has been nice enough. We've been out on the bikes, running around the driveway. Come on, Frankie, show us what you got. No?
Go, Frankie, go, go, go.
Are you done, Frankie? You want to put it away?
Okay, 3, 2.
All right, can we, you want to open them all together? Or you
Yeah, they're all, yeah, open them together.
Ready?
Mom?
So this Sunday was obviously Easter, and quite the unusual Easter. No family, no church, nothing, right? Just us in our house. And so both grandmas came over, dropped off eggs and Easter baskets. So we had a couple different Easter egg hunts, but no interaction with the grandparents other than over the phone and FaceTime. They certainly missed being around their cousins, their grandparents, extended family members.
Who's that? Hi, Grandma.
Hi, do you like the bunny?
Yeah. Thank you. Oh, yeah, it has the marker.
Welcome. You should
Frank,
leave it out.
where's Papa Mike?
He's eating breakfast.
Usually he's still sleeping.
It's a stuffed beautiful bunny. I'm going to call it right now.
Right now?
Yeah.
We have one big rule about riding bikes, and that is if we crash, we must get on our bikes and pedal if we are able to. Hop back on there. Show me you can ride that thing.
Okay.
I think it's really important for the psychology of children learning to ride bikes that they end with a positive experience. So get on your bike and ride.
I want to get the toy bucket down. Can I keep the wagon for a parade? My stuffed animals. You want to play stuffed animal parade?
Maybe.
Okay. It isn't fair.
It isn't fair for you.
I'm going on my deck. Oh, whoa, I can see all the... I'm going home. One plan for family. And this is what I want. Mrs. Bunny for one, too.
How does the Easter bunny come in?
Through the chimney. No. Here's my opinion. Is the Easter Bunny comes in. He jumps over around the gate, in, down, up the stairs, and goes through the mud doggy door. No! But bunnies are too big to go through the doggy.
How does he get in, babe?
No, the could shrink. He might have a shrinkinator, and then he can crawl through, and then he can make him big again. Like Polly Pocket.
Frankie, how do you think the Easter bunny comes in?
So first, he comes in. So first, he drives his car. Yeah.
What kind of car does the Easter bunny drive?
A blue car. With a rainbow on it.
A blue car with a rainbow on it?
And then when he gets here, he walks up the steps and then opens the back door and then closes it. And then split all, and then hide all the Easter eggs in here.
I like your theory the best.
Woo! Yeah, the boats are still here. Woo! Easter eggs! Woo! Easter eggs!
that treasure. It's all mine. You would all just love to get your hands on my treasure, wouldn't you?
You guys tell whose is whose, do you think?
This one's mine. Mine. 2 bags of pink pots.
Frankie, which basket's
What's
yours?
this? A biggie mug?
No.
This one's yours.
Who got the giant bag of Smarties?
Frankie, you got the giant bag of Smarties. I got bubblegum. Maybe somebody must have thought it was easy. What is this? There's Easter egg behind you, Dada. I go find it behind you.
Frankie, go get your Easter basket.
Okay, can we go collect our eggs now? Whoa, cool. Frankie, just dump all your stuff out. Looks like an Easter bunny poop. Easter bunny shoe, I think.
Raise your hand if you have any cavity.
Let's see what the damage is, shall we?
Daddy, you could get them because you're taller than Maggie.
Yeah?
No!
Hit the like button, hit that subscribe button, never miss one of my rides. So in the meantime, enjoy the ride. Thanks for riding with me. We'll see you next week.
Like and subscribe.
Subscribe.
I said it.